Jimmy, your mic's not on, baby.
Right.
Please ask everybody to speak into their mics. I got brutalized on that.
You need to turn them on.
Yeah, they're not on either.
All right, it's about 6 o'clock. We're gonna get this meeting on the way, the Board of Mayor and Alderman for August the 24th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at 180 Maple Street. And the first is we got a quorum. I think Tim Collins said he was not going to be here tonight. And so the first item on the thing is a prayer and pledge. Jeff, you do our prayer. Chip, you want to do the pledge?
Let us pray. Most kind of loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us, Lord, and for the blessings of life. We thank you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us, Father, because we know that all good things come from you. Father, I pray that you be with this board tonight as they make decisions that impact the citizens of this community. I pray that you impart them with wisdom and that all things will be pleasing in your sight, Father. Father, be with our troops that are forward deployed, be with their families as they're in harm's way. Comfort them as only you can. Watch over us, guide us, direct us, be with the sick and afflicted in our community. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kim, would you please call the roll?
Chip Clark,
Here.
Roger Lawson,
Here.
Kim Rhodes, Donna Ross,
Here.
Jimmy White,
Here.
Dave Williams.
Here.
Sandra Wood.
Here.
First order of business, approval or correction of the minutes of the prior meetings. 1.1, approval of minutes of August the 10th, 2026.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Roger Lawson,
Yes.
Donna Ross,
Yes.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Chip Clark.
Yes.
All right, and I've looked over the agenda. I don't think we had anything added to it or changed from the time we sent this out, so I approve it as it is. And first, I got a comment. I passed out a sheet in front of you, and I'll show you which one it is. This one that's got the numbers at the head of the page. And I'm going to kind of tell you what this is. I'm going to read a little statement here concerning it. In the city's quest to bring wages to what the salary survey suggested things to be included, mayor may or may not have been took into consideration. The list that you just received shows what was paid last year based on the average of total pay to 85 employees. It's just average now. It's not what each individual is, but it's the average of all of them. It added an average of $9.41 to the hourly pay that the individual receives. Knowing that the step raises were to be only used if the city had enough money to cover the increases, does that mean revenue received each year, or as long as we have money, is in unassigned balance to cover it? For the last 3 years, the city's unassigned balance has been used to cover this at a ratio of about less than $1 million or less. Knowing this year's budget will produce unassigned balance by another $750,000 plus what will or should the board do to reduce this to bring it in the 27-28 year? Budget in line with revenue. This issue will be ongoing for the next several board meetings, trying to address what the board wishes to do or try to accomplish this.
Jeremiah Bryant, 280 Eastern Shores. Here tonight again, asking about our speed bumps that we were told to be put back down. The kids on their e-bikes, the mom pushing her stroller, plays a second fiddle to what? I don't know what. I don't know what other priorities we have other than what we told the citizens of this city we were gonna do. So I'm supposed to sit back and just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait when it is obviously apparent that it's not gonna happen anytime soon. And no one can give me a valid reason. We gotta wait on the budget. We didn't have to wait on the budget to rip them up in the dead of night the first time, did we? No, we didn't. We had them up before the next school day started. I know because I drove to school and came back and they were gone the next day. We have in our possession of the city temporary speed bumps that can be put down by two guys with sledgehammers. So for the time being, while we're waiting on aero paving or we're waiting on whatever we're waiting on, we could send two guys out there to put temporary speed bumps in to make good on our promise until the real ones get put back in. We can do that. That's not gonna break the budget of the city. That's not gonna break anything. And like I said, two guys with the sledgehammer can do it, and I know that because I watched them do it when they put them in the first time. So why do I have to continually come to these city meetings and complain about a subject that obviously no one on this board cares about? You live in our neighborhood. You know the people that run in our neighborhood. You see the kids out on their bikes and running around. My son being one of them goes up and goes fishing, rides his bike, drives a golf cart, does all those things. Those kids are at a detriment from not having the speed bumps that we were told would be put back in. It's becoming a bigger issue than it should be. A lot of people will sit in this city and say, well, this is just one issue that doesn't really affect the whole city. It may not affect the whole city, but it affects our neighborhood. And it's something that this board told me and the citizens of this city that you would do, and you haven't done it. Doesn't take a board vote to do it. That was established when we passed the petition thing and did all that. We don't need a board vote to do it. We just need somebody to step up and do it. So I don't know if we are going to continue to just sit on our hands till this hopefully goes away, because I don't know if there is someone in the background that has more power than this board that's saying we don't want them and that's why it's not happening. But that is what the appearance is, that there's something out there that is making this not happen. Because it's not going to break the bank. It's not going to do anything except make the neighborhood of Eastern Shore safer. And I'm sick and tired of coming to this meeting and arguing about it because it is ridiculous.
Why don't you get them, send somebody else to the meeting? Maybe we'll be a little more liberal with them.
So if somebody else comes up here and
Yeah,
does?
might be,
Well, that's the wrong
might
answer.
just be you,
That's
okay?
the wrong answer because this board told me that this would be done and it's not done.
They didn't tell you that.
Yes, the board did. Pass your petition, and if you get 67%, they'll go back down. If the other side gets 67%, they stay up. If neither side gets it, they go back down, and neither side got it to my knowledge. But we at least went and got our petition, did the right thing, knocked on doors, and got our numbers that we could, the best we could. And so guess what? De facto, we win. Speed bumps go back down. Where are they? And if you're not going to put the real ones back down right now, put the temporary ones back down. The city doesn't have to buy them. We already own them. Why can we not do that? Why can we not do that?
5 minutes is up.
Hey, Casey, we don't have those temporaries, do we?
I have the ones that we put down the first time.
Yeah, but they don't meet the code, do they?
No, they don't meet the code.
When we, when we purchased those, they, I would have to research and see if they meet the criteria.
I know we had some complaints that I know a couple of people tore something out of another car. Or I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I know we had some issues with those because they was too straight up and down. That's the reason we took them back up and we put the asphalt down. Is that correct?
That
And-
happens if you speed over speed.
Pardon?
That's, I mean, that's what happens.
It was my
Or
understanding.
if you're going too fast over the speed limit, that's your fault, not the speed limit's fault.
It was my understanding they are taller than what they were supposed to be, and that is why they were taken up, and we spent the money to put the other ones down. So, if someone tears a car up because we put those down and they are in fact too tall, then who's responsible for that?
The person driving too fast.
That's not what the law is going to
Law,
say.
And the city, or
It may be
speed limit
ridiculous.
goes fast.
It may be ridiculous, but that's not the way it's going to work out.
Okay, so let me add this, I think I can, how we're addressing it, I understand your frustration, and I remember the meeting very, very, very well. And what was said was that the city agreed that they made a mistake, and that once the budget happened, that they were gonna put them back down the way they were. And what I remember was there was no timeline given, because we were gonna get the budget passed, and once that happened, we would. Now, where I'm fully supportive of this, and I'll go on record of saying it, we're now a month past the budget. You deserve, the people deserve in that community to know what is the timeline on putting them back down, because that is what the board voted. I was one of them. That's what was passed. That's what was told. And I agreed to leave you hanging in the community, the citizens that live out there hanging with no feedback is not right. And then probably the city's a little bit of a breach, because we agreed to put them back down after we agreed that we made a mistake. So I personally do think we deserve to give them a timeline on when they're gonna be fixed, and confirm that they're gonna be fixed, because it does appear to me that we've put it off longer than we should have with no feedback. And so I'll be one of the board members that says, in my opinion, we need to give them a timeline on when they're gonna be put back down the way they were when they got taken up without cause.
Casey, are they on the list at Arrow?
So what would be the timeline? Have they been asked to put them down, or are we waiting on money, or what is the status?
It's on their page.
Okay, so they've been asked to put them down. What is their timeline?
They usually pick back up with us in the fall.
Fall as in, so
Late
this,
summer.
Well, this is late summer.
This is late summer, fall starts next month, so,
And I talked to them last week again, and they actually done something for us a week or two ago. And, talked to them.
so you're understanding, so we have we're able to fund it now.
Yeah.
And so can you ask them a timeline so we can give some feedback on what the expectation reasonably could be? Because if it's the city holding up, that's our fault. But now, we can't force Arrow to, I mean, they're busy too, I'm sure, but they should be able to give us some feedback on the timeline if they're stressed the urgency of this, because I do think it's time to give some solid dates on getting this fixed and resolved. So is that reasonable? So when can we find that out to give some feedback?
You know,
Is that okay, Mr. Bryant? Does that sound like a reasonable?
That's something, can I call Public Works and ask?
Well, how long is reasonable? A week? I mean, I don't,
maybe a couple of days.
I mean, you need time too. So how about, this is Thursday, so how about by the end of next week? Does that
No,
sound?
no, this is Monday.
Oh, Monday, I'm sorry. So, my fault. First day, I'm losing track. So, but I still think next week sometime, that would be, is that fair? Okay, so
So we should have an answer by then.
On
We
what the-
should. I say should.
And it's a guesstimate from Arrow.
on what the timeline will be from Arrow, but you've heard this board and Casey say they do have the funds available to fund it. The request has been put in. We just don't know Arrow Paving's timeline today, but we're gonna find that out within the next week or so.
Now, if Arrow Paving's timeline is, well, we can get to it for 3 months, and our speed bumps that we have, they're a little tall, do meet compliance, can those go back in lieu of those for the time being?
I'm trying to help here. I don't think that was discussed, and I do understand that those were not done.
No, they're not permanent, but I'm just.
But I'm saying, we don't wanna make another problem. We've got one problem right now already. So the ones that were taken up were done per code and per standard. So those probably need to be the ones to get put back down. However,
I agree that 3 to 6 months is not reasonable. If Errol can't do it, then we'll have to find somebody else that can. in
Well,
my opinion.
they'll have to stop paving, they'll have to quit paving by October, so it's gonna be another month at the most.
So at the most, we would think, we're gonna find out. This is me trying to help. If we can get you an answer, but I do think that's reasonable within the next month, because per the conversation and, you know, when we, I guess, agreed to all this and passed it, was that we were gonna wait till after budget to get funds, and then we would proceed to get them fixed. I don't remember the exact timeline. To defend Mayor, I mean, he didn't say when, but I do agree at this point now where you guys should get some feedback on the timeline. So I think a month to me sounds reasonable if Errol's just now getting their paving going. But if you know a timeline, that's, if I'm in your shoes and the people who live out there, I wanna know that it's gonna happen and that what is a rough timeline. I think that's reasonable in my view. Is that okay? Okay, you're welcome. And then, so Casey will follow up by next week sometime with all of us to say what the outcome was. Is that fair? Okay.
All right, we have public comments, nobody else to speak then. First thing up is unfinished business. I don't think we have anybody got any unfinished business. If not, we'll move on to the new business, and of course, we'll have to adjourn, and we have a beard board hearing for Miners Food Market number 1 and Food Market number 2. So, we want to adjourn the board meeting and go to the beer board meeting. And Stretch, if you, excuse me, Jeff, excuse me, if you done your research and
Yes, sir. The application package that you have before you, there were no qualifying factors. Any of those applicants, so they're
okay,
I'll make a motion to approve Miners Food Mart number 1.
Second.
please call the roll.
Donna Ross,
Yes.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Skip Clark,
Yes.
Roger Lawson.
Yes.
And the other one is number 2, and this proves also, right? So we also have
Do you need a motion on it? Make
Yes.
a motion for number 2.
Second.
please call the roll.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Skip Clark,
Yes.
Roger Lawson,
Yes.
Donna Ross.
Yes.
All right, and what we have is we have a couple of requests for street closures and a food truck on the Court Square. Jeff, do you want to address this? I know, I will make this, I know that the VFW didn't formally, come to us, but we know they do it every year.
Close the beer board.
Oh.
Close the beer board. Gotta close that beer board.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Gotta
we
close
did.
the beer board up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's at the national. That does not have anything to do with the VFW, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Completely different deal, but they do part show there, and we're just anticipating they're gonna do it again this year.
Yes, they are. I thought he was supposed to come to you.
Hey, They just forgot to come
Yeah.
to us, but we got.
Jimmy, you wanna make that motion?
Yeah, I make the motion that we close the streets off for
On approval of the safety tire lease on Highway 22 North. Who's doing that? That's supposed to be, I guess, utilities.
Justin.
They handling that?
Yes, these are the ones that you all approved as the utility, gas, water, and electric board, but now they have to go to BOMA for final approval because
Okay.
BOMA has to approve it.
So they approved it. It's up to the board now to approve it then. They approved it. The utilities did. Now we'll have to approve it.
I make a motion to approve the tower lease on Highway 22 North.
Do I have a second?
second.
Who did that?
Jimmy.
Gabe or Jimmy one, whichever one.
Jim.
Okay. All right. Please call the roll.
Skip Fuller,
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Donna Ross,
Yes.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Woods.
Yes.
All right. Now we got the final approval for the safety tire lease at Guy Hart Road.
I'll make a motion to approve safety tire lease at Guy Hart Road.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Donna Ross,
Yes.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Skip Fuller.
Yes.
Also, we're voting on the final approval of water and wastewater mutual aid assistance agreement. Need a motion on it.
I make a motion to approve.
Do I have a
Second.
Got a second. Please call the roll.
Donna Ross,
Yes.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Skip Clark,
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
We got the final approval to replace the service bucket truck number 20. We've already passed it in utilities. We need a board to approve it.
I'll make a motion. We approve the service bucket truck number 20.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Jimmy White,
Yes.
Gabe Williams,
Yes.
Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Skip Clark,
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Donna Ross.
Yes.
All right, Kathy, you want to address the acknowledgement approval of the fiscal year budget with the comptroller?
Yes, so we got our letter back from the comptroller. Our fiscal year 2027 budget was approved. They do have some budget considerations for us to review. Unbeknownst to me, we will keep note of several of these reviews for next year, and hopefully we will get them all to go away. School fund ones, basically, they had zeroed out their revenue and their expenditures on their budget, and they should not do that. They're saying that the comptroller looks at that as not a true realization of expenditures. So with that said, they are putting us on a conditionally approved budget appropriations. So they're just gonna watch and make sure that we're appropriating our expenditures correctly and that there will be a difference between our expenditures and revenues moving forward. So real quick, I did hand out today a handout that says 8/24/26 BOMA additional information. It's to kind of help explain some of these. One of the things that they had noted was some of the bond. I inadvertently forgot the 2026 bond for the electric system on our bond paperwork. Keep in mind, there was no true blueprint to follow, so we did a lot of digging and putting it together and calling MTAS. So I'm actually pretty proud it got as good as it was when it came through. But I just kind of wanted to show what they are speaking about in regards to the bond. If you look on this one that says required budget worksheet, this worksheet must be handed in with our packet when we send it to comptroller. I had a last minute brainstorm and hollered at Brad and said, hey, didn't you guys take a $4 million pull down from the bond? And he did. Well, I had already had the back sheet, which is the full listing of all of our bonds already filled out. I updated the budget worksheet, but I did not go back and updated the listing. So that's what they're referring to. The other thing they're referring to is that they said we used the 26 instead of 27 numbers. I kind of think that we did. The starting budget, we got them off of our 25 audit, and we should have turned around and calculated up to the 26 and then made this 27. It's not no big issue. They're not holding us, you know, against us. They're just saying next year, be aware to use the 28 budget numbers when we do that. So I just wanted you all to kind of see where they're coming from when they're giving us these comments. Then the other one that they pointed out is the expenditures not appropriated. And you will see that they're saying that this is a repetitive issue. And what they're saying is that the general fund, including city recorder, health, welfare, recreation departments, have been known to exceed their budget appropriations. I know this is a true fact because it has been told to me at a direct level at one time. The rule of thumb is each department cannot go over their budget appropriation. It was being looked at as the whole general fund. As long as we were within the budget, we were good. That's incorrect. Each department must stay within their budget numbers. And hence, that's why we look at amendments. So moving forward, I just kind of want to put something together to show where our 25-26 is. And I think I'll wait until we go to the next, because the next ones are financial, and we'll talk about that. And that's the second page on this. But otherwise, our budget has been approved by the comptroller. We're good to go. We all know we're going to really pinch our pennies because they didn't ding us for the CTR, but we do know that that's going to impact what they approved.
So you have the general government primary financial report that we've sent in. You have it. And that is just for your information, so you'll have it and you can look it over.
Now you go on to the financial side?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the financial, that's the last sheet that you will see that I put together. I just kind of wanted to share some of the realities of our department heads doing a great job getting with the mayor and I before we got to starting our 27 budget. So I'm just going to read what I wrote. 2025-26 projections were established during city recorder and department head one-on-one budget conversations. We knew that if we used the 25-26 approved budget expense allotments, we would end the year in a severe deficit. Departments in green stood below the projected expenses. Great job for those departments. During May and June, accounting personnel and departments worked closely to keep expenses below the projected numbers through daily control of purchase order requests and approvals. Anytime we got one in that was over, well, we even got down to $200. If they were over $200 in May and June, they had to come to me, and if I was not there, they had to go to the mayor and get approval to even give the PO to them. And so then doing that, the department projections and year-to-date expenses for 26 approved budget allotments were below. However, are only projected to be approximately about 14,000 below. Some of them on the projected amount did go above. Most of them stood below. But if you look at very last column, and I had to write in blue, sorry, because I had to fix the words. It says difference between the budget and the actual. This year-to-date actual, as you all are aware, is a preliminary number. We won't have the final number until we get our approved audit from our auditors and from the comptroller. So these are preliminary we're working on. But if we did not get together in late April, early May, and we did not hold ourselves accountable for restricting what we expended, and we went by the budget because our revenue was shorter than what we expected, we would have been over $1 million out of budget at the end of the year. So a great applause to the department heads and for the staff in the city hall to keep this down to where it should be.
So how much did we finally end up out?
Right now, we're projected, to be out by, well, we're actually not projected to be out. Right now, we're actually projected to be, in a positive. But, once again, we do have some insurance claims that I have to go back through. I write them all the way out through till September, and we gotta accrue those back. So the rule of thumb with general government is you have 60 days to close your books. So we are able to, any invoices that filter in that belong to June 30th or prior, but they don't get paid until July or August, all of those get accrued back to the year 2026. And then there's a lot of things that we have to do physically, go through some of our insurance claims, if they would have been paid out in June or prior, we got to go back. So this number is going to grow a little bit. Unfortunately, it's normally the expenditures that grow, not so much the revenue that grows. But we do offset some revenue too from the sales tax. There's some formulas. So, but I think we're going to look okay. There's only one account that I saw in general fund that I'm concerned about being over budget. And we'll work on that before we finish it.
Kathy, would it be possible for us to get a vendor list year end of June?
Yes, we could do a vendor list. One of the things I used to be, that I used to know used to happen quite often in local governments is a list of anything over 10,000 actually gets brought to the board on a regular basis. It's an approval, even though it's already most of the time issued. It just lets the board know if they had some big purchases that month. We could do that. So you guys just work with me and I'll do what you need to do.
Well, my concern is that you get numerous invoices at $9,500 that are right under that $10,000 threshold. That's why I'd like to see a vendor list and see year to date who was paid what.
We can do that.
Thank you. Do you need a motion for our acknowledgement of this?
No, there's
Okay.
no, it's just information.
And the last item will be the ordinance, we're gonna amend the 26-27 budget for City Hall Capital because the air conditioner's gone out. And we've requested, if you noticed in here, for $8,700 to purchase this, and we've got a bid on it, and we can't do it until we get approval by the board to do this because we're out of budget. So that's the last item we have to approve. Replace the unit. The heat exchanger has gone bad along with the cooling coils, and they've been And as we're hoping the next board meeting that all these packets and all this stuff you got will come on this, and all of us will have to have a city email because of security. And these will cost about $150 total a piece. And they'll come with a charger, a screen protector, and a carrying case. And that way, when we want to send out a packet, we can send it to this. You'll have it entertaining. You can keep it, records on it.
Here, that was quick.